Okay guys, welcome back to another WOR race. This is round 6, Abu Dhabi. Um, we didn't have such a great race last time out in Qatar. I said I'd be missing the next race as well. I don't know why I said that. I thought Abu Dhabi was in 2 races. But here we are at Abu Dhabi, and this time I practiced a little bit more. I've done half a race simulation, I've done a lot of time trial. Still a little bit less than I would have liked. But I'm feeling good at Abu Dhabi. I don't love this track, but I'm feeling comfortable with myself and what I can do here, and I feel like I definitely have good pace. I also like the hard braking, and feel like I can pull a couple of Daniel Ricciardos around here. The only problem is my tire wear and my race stint. It was very high. I only tried on the mediums though, so I don't know how the hards are, but the mediums seem to have a lot of tire wear. Alright, starting the first attempt at a hot lap, I get a nice apex on the last corner, and there I just open up the steering more than I needed to. Really stupid and unnecessary. I wanted to get on the throttle quicker, but I was already on the throttle and I was already making the corner. I just opened the steering for no reason. It's a very deceiving corner, that one, because it's a bit cambered and it's also a little bit uphill downhill, so it's hard to judge sometimes. Anyways, we go straight back into the pits and then straight out for another lap. Yeah, very unfortunate. I have a tendency of invalidating all of my laps in qualifying sometimes, and that's because I pushed too hard at the beginning. I should really start to get a banker in on the first lap before pushing all out, because sometimes I can be left without a lap time just from invalidations. Here goes nothing. Let's drive a second attempt on a hot lap. A really nice apex there, nice amount of exit curb taken, a little bit of overtake, brake at 75, downshift there to not go wide. Don't turn in too much here to not bottom out. Try to keep it straight as possible. Here I like to take the whole curb just to open up the corner. I don't really hit the apex there, but I carry a good amount of minimum speed, so that's still decent. Open up the DRS, blast the ERS down the straight, all the way through. Brake here around the black thing on the side. I braked too late, went wide, didn't get a nice exit. The exit here onto this straight is very important, so I didn't really achieve that. Anyways, activate the ERS again. Here, open up all the curbs on this track. Just lets you carry more speed by making the track wider. Here, brake outwards. Ooh, the really smooth lap. Third gear, and here, ooh, not that smooth. Too much throttle input. I got an oversteer. I slid a bit, and I'm still gonna put in the lap. No, I'm not. Too much curb. Oh, and that's really unfortunate. A bit of wing damage as well. I was thinking about turning around here and doing another lap. I thought, I'm so close to the pit exit, to the pit entry, can't I just go back there? No, I couldn't. I got disqualified. And not the highlight of this season, not the highlight of Abu Dhabi. Very unnecessary to go backwards on the track. I thought, it's just such a short amount, I probably won't get disqualified. But it's when you take unnecessary risks like that, when you open yourself up to bad luck or things like this happening. So I got disqualified, and I'll be starting P17 with my teammate nowhere to be found on this day. Alright, no worries. I've always been able to make up positions on the race start, and I think we could get some points today. I'm going for the two stopper because I did a race run, and the one stopper gave me so much tire wear, and I started making a lot of mistakes towards the end of the stint, a lot of spins on used tires. Um, I don't know if it's the right strat. I think most people do a one stopper, but yeah, let's see what we can do now. The goal is to get points, of course, but just to be more consistent in the last two times. Austria and Qatar, I think each of those races I span at least 6 times. Not optimal. I'm just trying to be consistent. Maybe let other people do their stuff. I'm not gonna go for any deep overtakes or anything like that. Just, try to stay consistent. And that was a decent reaction, but I bogged down the engine. That was my worst restart I've ever had, I think. I lost two positions there, and I don't know how they started behind me. They might have also gotten disqualified or something. And as usual, someone crashes on the race start. So VSC, I'm P14, so I gained a couple of positions. Towards the end of the straight, VSC is ending, trying to get a good exit out of this corner. And yep, there we go. The guy in front of me just died. So I'm trying to catch up to the guy in front of me to get DRS Lucy now. Unfortunately, we have a big gap in our train to the front runners. I don't know what happened there, but we were 5 seconds up on the delta, slower than the delta. However, I'm gonna try to make it past this train as soon as possible to try to catch up to the front runners. Went a little bit wide there earlier, but I'm just getting into my zone. Takes a while to warm up the tires. Now on my way into this corner, I decide to back out because I don't want to dive bomb there. It's like 5 wide in front of us. Try to get a decent exit. Someone got bumped, lost a lot, and I got better traction than Paul Richard. So I'll take those two positions on the straight up into P11. Now staying behind XRT. Next lap here on the long straight, I burn past XRT and Lucy. I go for the late brake, almost touched Mr. Bust, but I managed to stay out of it. Go around the outside through the chicane of Lucy and up into P9. I have used quite a bit of overtake though, so I'll be trying to save that. Lucy tries to go around the outside, but he can't.
The track is clear, green flag.
Here, very interesting. Mr. Bust goes crazy wide, I go slightly wide. Overtake, I guess. Got a track limits for that as well, so not that nice. But now I'm up into P8, first in this train, and trying to catch up to the train in front, 5 seconds in front. On the straight, they both go past me. I barely have any RS, and I know it's better to catch up to the guys in front. However, these guys start battling through the corner and make us lose a lot of time. I lose momentum when I touch Mr. Bust, and it's really annoying because we're just losing so much time to the train in front. So I'm just gonna have to follow them until I can overtake them. Yeah, so here, starting lap 5 almost, I think my tires have overheated a bit. Missed the apex and just go into the curb. The curb unsettles the car, and I spin around. First mistake of the race, and trying to stay consistent now. But the next lap, just the turn after here, I go wide and I spin again. So yeah. Now later on lap 6, my tires are getting pretty hot and pretty worn, so it's getting increasingly harder to keep it on the track, and I decided it's time to pit, undercut for the 2-stop. Nothing much is really gonna happen during the next few laps. Just gonna be catching up a lot to the people who haven't pitted yet, the people on old mediums. Right now I'm 11 seconds behind Mason. Now just 2 laps later I'm right behind him, and I have DRS. So I'm gonna fly past on the straight, deploy some overtake, stay on hot lap ERS mode. I think he's burning a lot as well, but I'm not burning that much. I'm gonna get past in the braking zone. Clean overtake, nice apex there. Unfortunately, I didn't think it through that well, that maybe you should try to overtake on the second straight instead of the first one to avoid getting re-overtaken. But he had a pretty bad exit out of the chicane, so it doesn't really matter, and I've already broken the RS. 4 laps later, not that much has happened. A lot of people pitted, I think including Paul Ricard. He's been behind me now for a couple of laps, but he has no stops left, and I still have a stop left, so I'm net 20 seconds behind him. I'm ahead right now. He's probably gonna come flying past on this straight with the DRS, and I'm already starting to get some tire wear on these mediums as well. After reviewing the race footage, and also if you see the WOR Tier 1 race with Brendan Lee and Jarno Opmeer and all of those, the mediums were just the worst tire for some reason in Abu Dhabi, and hards are way better. So very bad race strategy from me to do 2 stints on medium. Racing Paul Richard here more than I would like because he was a bit slow, but in the end he gets ahead, and now I tried to signal to him that I want to trade DRS. It's I don't think they have rear view mirror on like I do, so it's a bit hard to signal, but I was trying to weave a little bit. Anyways, I fly by here. I think he also let me through because he knew he was gonna have DRS there. I go very deep, so yeah, he's just gonna fly by here, and a lot of oversteer. It's time for me to pit soon. However, I thought I would just keep extending the stint because I was DRS trading with Paul Richard, and we were gaining time. So I did this for the next couple of laps until lap 18, where I decided it was just too much. I already have close to 40% on my tires. Here you see us just trading positions. Here I come out of the pit onto my new stint, and from here, you know, I'm last by 20 seconds. I have 11 laps to do something with like maybe 5 lap fresher tires. However, I do have 9 seconds of track limit penalties, which is very annoying, and again that just stems from too little practice. I'm gonna start taking this more seriously, because when you do this week in, week out, consistently underperforming, consistently not managing to get results, then you're doing something wrong. And I've checked the footage from my last races. I know what I need to do to get more consistency, and to just be calmer, to be more careful, and you know, to feel the car more, which is what I've started doing. Here 3 laps later, lap 21, I caught up by 3 seconds to everyone in front of me, and here actually I'm not sure what happened, but someone probably lost their front wing and the VSC has been deployed. It doesn't help me obviously, it just makes my life harder if I'm trying to catch up to the people ahead or do something. But here P11 and P12, Jordan Jackson and Paul Richard, do an alternate strategy. They pit on this lap, so they're gonna come out behind me with less penalties than me, and my job is to keep them behind once we get out. So I get out 3 seconds ahead of Paul and 5 ahead of Jordan. Paul has a 3-second penalty, so I need to finish 6 seconds in front of him, and I need to finish 9 seconds in front of Jordan Jackson if I want to keep my P11, which unfortunately is not points, but if anything happens it could be points. This is probably the peak of the soft tires. They've run around 3 laps and they're only gonna get worse from here on out, as well as the fact that Jordan is caught up to Paul and they're gonna start battling soon, which helps me to defend my position. Now the delta is gonna get bigger and bigger, and let's see what we can finish on. Lap 25, the delta is 4 seconds. Lap 26, the delta is 4 seconds. Lap 27, now I have 15 seconds of penalties, so I need to finish 15 seconds ahead of Jordan and 12 seconds ahead of Paul Richard. The pressure was starting to get to me a little bit, and that's why I started getting more track limits as well as the tire wear, but these hards were honestly way nicer than the mediums before. On lap 27 they lost more than 4 seconds, now they're 9 seconds behind. The final corners, all I could hope for is that Paul Richard finishes 12 seconds behind me. Jordan Jackson will get promoted ahead of me because of my penalties. The final corner, not that good of an apex, but I make it into the finish line, 12.6 seconds. Now I just had to wait and hope that he wouldn't improve his delta. And he doesn't! He stays more than 12 seconds behind me, and I finish P12. This race, not the most eventful for me. I was stuck towards the back the whole race, got disqualified during Quali, so started all the way at the back, and was stuck in the first DRS train and spun out twice while being there. More than that, I think the 2-stop strat was really bad, especially two stints of mediums. If I'd done 2 stints of hards, it might have been better, might have been P11, and also the track limits. If I hadn't gotten those penalties, I would have been P11. So pretty consistent race, not exhilarating pace, but definitely decent pace, and try to keep the consistency for next time and try to improve the pace and get less track limits. Thank you for watching this race, guys. Monza, next week out, we're getting the points.